There are many mysteries set in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. Tales of ghost sightings, haunted buildings, whispers in the night, and demonic occurrences are all said to have been reported by players, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a couple of the spookiest and hair-raising encounters that have come to light. If you enjoy the following, you all know what to do, and if you're new here and aren't subscribed to the channel already, after watching, please consider doing so. With that being said, let's get into what we came here to see. A tale of paranormal activities. Roanoke Ridge, a favoured location for those who enjoy the pastime of hunting for wildlife, but is there more than just deer and elk that roam these woods? For those who walk the trails of Roanoke may experience an uncomfortable feeling. A feeling that there's something in the shadows watching them, a feeling that they're not alone. Listening carefully amongst the howling sounds of the bustling trees, some have claimed to have heard the voices of two separate entities. Are these sounds simply a case of the wind playing tricks on the player's mind? Let's investigate further. The words spoken by both the male and female may sound familiar to some. For those who've taken time to visit their local theatres, there's a motion picture titled The Ghastly Serenade. Watching this show tells the story of a young couple, Ethel Beauchard and Eugene Hutton. The story is said to have derived from true encounter tales of those who dared to venture in the darkened woods of Roanoke Ridge.
Greetings and salutations, gentlefolk. This here's the story about a young couple from the village of Annisburg that was courting a few years after the Revolutionary War. Courting in the woods, as you know young people want to do. Stealing away all sneaky-like. Girl by the name of Ethel Beauchard snuck out of the parlor one evening just as soon as her mother went out to hang clothes on the line from the washing. She met up on the road by her farm with a boy by the name of Eugene Hutton. Now, the Hutton boy was an athletic chap, liked boxing, fishing, and swinging Indian clubs. It's quite singular to the story that he didn't seem all that inclined to go to war in the preceding years leading up. Well, they walked in the woods for a while. Pretty soon they lost their bearings and no longer knew the north from the south, nor east from west neither. Then they heard a low moaning sound.
"What's that terrible noise?"
she said, all a-trim. "Must be a sick calf looking for its mama. They've been known to bawl like that. Let me take a look," said Eugene. Well, old Eugene went and disappeared around a tree, came out the other side, and gave her a terrible fright. Boom! She let out a shriek, then went to chastising.
"You should be ashamed of yourself, Eugene Hutton," she said. "Instead of giving a girl protection, you go carry on acting foolish and fresh like the Queen's prize jester." But right then and there, a chilly wind blew through and knocked off Eugene's hat. "I need to get back home. My mama has a terrible temper. She's like to stomp up and down if she finds out we're missing." She is a fair, stout woman, Eugene noted. But just then, before this couple of miscreants could head home, they heard the sound of heavy wheels, groaning, and people marching. The cacophony grew closer and closer, and through the fog they could make out the shapes of ghost horses pulling spectral cannons, and dead soldiers marching as if their graves could no longer contain them, each wearing a vile red coat. "You will pay for your moral transgressions," the dead soldier howled, and cut his head clean off. Miss Beauchard shrieked in horror as Eugene's head landed right in her hands, his eyes still darting about, attempting to discern what horror had transpired. Little Miss Ethel Beauchard ran as fast as she could, stumbling and getting caught on trees as she tore through the forests. Terrified for her life, the dead soldiers marching after, hungry for blood. When she returned home, she told the people of the village that an army of the dead had taken Eugene within the confines of the fog. British soldiers who died protecting tyranny were rising from their graves as if to continue the fight for the demonic English. The townspeople erupted in fright and dismay until one doubter came forth and accused her of witchcraft. "She raised the dead to murder that boy.
for his pursuit of unwanted advances, he said. So she too must perish. And that very night, they put her to the stake and burned her dead. Now let that be a lesson to you young ones not to go courting in the woods, in case the English lurk there still.
Are the ghostly whispers of Roanoke the voices of Eugene and Ethel, or is it one's mind playing tricks on itself after watching the motion picture? Is the tale of the couple true, or was it a ghost story fabricated to deter younger couples from venturing into the dangerous woods of Roanoke that over time has formed into a legendary fable? The Braithwaite family that players are introduced to in Chapter 3 are harbouring a family secret, the daughter of the head of the family, Gertrude Braithwaite. Hidden away and locked in an outhouse to the rear grounds of the Braithwaite family estate, the player can discover the poor child who's been kept prisoner by her own family.
Who are you?
Who's out there? Somebody's out there.
What do you want? Oh, you marry me? Oh, I'll fuck you. Oh, you know I will. Why? Why? Oh, where'd you go? Oh, who are you? Please. Oh, mother.
But why is Catherine Braithwaite keeping her old daughter captive? Many believe that pride and reputation are at the forefront of this decision, but for those who dig somewhat deeper, you'll learn as much more to this story. Firstly, let's listen to the apparent ramblings of Gertrude as she spouts a seemingly randomised series of numbers.
4, 17, 29, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 8, 9, 3, 1, 2, 4, 7, 5, 9, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Are these numbers the ramblings of a disturbed mind? Are they as nonsensical as first thought? Or is Gertrude envisioning something that the rest of the world is missing? Gertrude has one physical view to the outside world, the peephole on the entry door to a makeshift cell. If the player is to place themselves in the same position as Gertrude, it's apparent that the young lady can only see bushes and trees. She can't even see her family home. But what if Gertrude is seeing something further away? What else could be in her direct line of sight if there was no obstacles? If we inspect the in-game map, the position of the peephole of the outhouse is directly facing the small village of Butcher's Creek. Upon visiting the village, players will quickly become aware that a lot of the locals have the same physical deformities as Gertrude herself, the cleft lip for example. This may have been brought on by poor nutrition or harmful environmental substances, but a cleft lip can also inherit from a family's history. Gertrude is the only Braithwaite to have suffered this deformity, posing the thought that her actual father may not be the husband of Catherine Braithwaite. Was Catherine Braithwaite harbouring a second family secret, the true biological parent of her daughter? The theory delves even further down the rabbit hole, which takes us back to the numbers.
4, 7, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 17, 3, 4, 17, 29, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 8, 9, 3. 1, 2, 4, 7, 5, 9, 1.
Gertrude can't seem to count past 5 when she manages to string the words in numerical order. Is this because of a lack of education or something more? Back at Butcher's Creek, keen-eyed players may notice that there are 5 outhouses in total, not dissimilar to the one Gertrude is imprisoned in. Each outhouse is numbered 1 through 5. Using the in-game map once more, if the player is to mark each one's location, they'll discover that the positioning of each one forms a pentagram, a symbol of protection, of perfection, of the devil and of humanity, among other things. Is this just a coincidence, a far-fetched theory? If the player is to visit this particular broken down shack at around 4 AM in Butcher's Creek, they will witness the following. Is Butcher's Creek under a demonic curse of some sort, and is the place calling out to Gertrude to return home? In Big Valley, West Elizabeth, players can encounter and trigger an interaction with a red-haired gentleman, seemingly out of time.
Well, what's eating you, partner?
Eating me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll dry up.
What?
See, Hey, can I ask you a strange question? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the level.
I don't have a clue what you just said.
Well, I'm sorry, sport. There's these funny rock carvings. They look a bit like this.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I sort of really badly have to find all of them. Now, it's sort of a puzzle thing to me. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the up and up, and it's really important.
Little rock carvings.
Yeah, exactly, little rock carvings.
What do you want to do with them?
Well, it's sort of very complicated, and you'll think I'm jazzed if I tell you.
You're what?
Drunk?
Are you?
No, I wish. No, I'm, lost. It's a long story. Can you find the carvings?
I have no idea.
Well, I sort of need them. Hey, listen, if you find them, I'll pay you handsomely. Send me details, if you can. Here's my card.
And if I can't?
Well, I'm sure you can, sport. I'm sure you can. Francis Sinclair.
Arthur Morgan.
Pleasure.
I don't understand. Why do you need these things?
Well, I told you. If I told you, you'd think I was on the hooch.
The what?
I'm gonna have a lie down. I don't feel very well. And neither would you if... but, hey, what harm could it do?
What a lunatic.
A baffled Arthur Morgan is tasked with tracking down 10 individual rock carvings for the strange-talking Francis Sinclair. But why? Only after tracking down all of the carvings are we able to gather more information on this man. After delivering the location details, Francis writes the player a letter inviting them to his home once more, where the following scene will occur.
Hello? Hello? Mr. Sinclair? Huh?
Oh, hello? Can I help you?
Oh, I'm sorry for intruding. Mrs. Sinclair?
Yes. How did you know?
I'm looking for your husband.
My husband?
Yeah.
He's dead. He's been dead since just before Francis was born 1 year ago.
Your husband, Francis, is dead?
No, this is Francis. My husband, Tom, is dead.
I'm a little confused.
Yes, I think you are. What was your name?
That's not important. Excuse me.
A very confused Arthur can't understand how Francis is a newborn. Turning his attention to the pinned pictures on the back wall, Arthur seeks answers, and so shall we. Examining some of the pictures, we can see such things as Francis, indicated by the birthmark upon the eye, stepping into what appears to be a portal of some sort. We have soldiers, which judging by their uniforms are from the Great War. We also have an illustration of the Chrysler Building, built in New York City in 1930, as well as many others indicating that Francis Sinclair has either travelled in and out of time or can somehow predict the future of mankind. But if he in fact can time hop, exactly how does Francis do this? One picture in particular holds answers to this question. To the top right of the board, an illustration depicts a cattle herder under a hot sun, surrounded by what appears to be a bolt of lightning, as well as another portal. This exact location can be found in the game. In the southern regions of the world, accessible during the epilogue portion of the title, we can locate an area known as Rio del Lobo Rock. At this location, 2 cattle herders, both deceased. Their surroundings consist of scorched trees and grounds. From this location, combined with the picture, we can see that this was the exact spot that Francis Sinclair portaled his way into in 1899, from whatever timeline he was visiting prior to this. I have a full breakdown theory of this particular subject, as well as a few others today, which I'll leave linked in the video description below for those wishing to view it. There are many other paranormal stories from the world of Red Dead Redemption 2, so if you wish to see me cover a second video, be sure to let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed what you saw today, you all know what to do, and if you're new to the channel and aren't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Do you know of any particular strange events or occurrences you'd like to see me cover? Feel free to let me know that too. Thank you all for watching, you've been listening to Phil of Filbee Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.